Do you know that your words really do matter? And that with every syllable you utter, you have the capacity to either bring the Holy Spirit grief or bring him delight. Do I hear you ask why the notion of grieving the Holy Spirit is important? Just think about it. If the one responsible for giving you direction, consolation, and comfort is himself in a state of grief, what happens to you when you need consolation? What happens to you in those dark moments of life when you desperately need divine direction and intervention? The implication of this is very deep, isn't it? This is why it's very, very important to pay attention to your choice of words and your manner of speaking. Let's now look into the 7 ways your spoken words would bring grief to the Holy Spirit according to Ephesians chapter 4, verses 30 to 31. The key points in these verses has been condensed into a simple and memorable framework, Beram cues. Each letter represents a way our spoken words can affect our relationship with the Holy Spirit. Let's now dive into each one and understand how our words hold the power to either bring joy or grief to the Holy Spirit. The first way is bitterness. When you speak with bitterness and complain bitterly, perhaps about an offense or a betrayal, the Holy Spirit is saddened and grieved. Imagine you hold on to an offense about a friend's betrayal. Every time you speak about it, your words carry bitterness, and the Holy Spirit is saddened by the weight you are refusing to release. Consider the toll on your well-being. It's not just your words, it's a weight you carry, affecting every area of your life, including your relationship with God. The second way is indignation. When you express indignation, a strong feeling of displeasure at something insulting, offensive, or unjust, is natural. However, if it isn't done constructively, with a spirit of forgiveness and love, over time, you unintentionally grieve the Holy Spirit. Imagine a scenario where you encounter an unjust situation. Expressing your indignation constructively involves seeking resolution and understanding, whereas holding on to negative feelings could lead to unintended consequences. The Holy Spirit is grieved when our response lacks the grace of forgiveness and letting go. The third way is resentment. When you express yourself with resentment manifested in ill will towards another soul, the Holy Spirit is grieved. Imagine holding on to negative feelings after a friend's betrayal. This lingering resentment not only affects your own well-being, but also creates barrier to positive interactions. The Holy Spirit grieves when our heart is burdened with lingering ill will instead of forgiveness and letting go. So far, we have delved into the deep impact our words can have on our spiritual journey, looking into the pitfalls of bitterness, indignation, and the weight of resentment. We have recognized how our words hold the power to either bring joy or grief to the Holy Spirit. This is just a beginning. In our next video, we'll continue with our exploration, uncovering the 4th to the 7th ways our spoken words can grieve the Holy Spirit. We'll untangle the layers of anger, malice, quarreling, and the deep impact of destructive language. I invite you to join me on this continued journey towards godly speech. If you haven't already, consider subscribing so that you won't miss the next installment. Share your thoughts in the comments below and let me know how these insights resonate with you. How do you handle moments of indignation or strong feelings of displeasure in your life? Have you ever experienced the weight of resentment and its toll on your well-being and relationships? Share your insights. Lastly, what steps can you take today to help you align your speech with the desire not to grieve the Holy Spirit? I look forward to our ongoing conversation. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video where we continue exploring the remaining ways our spoken words can either bring joy or grief to the Holy Spirit.